Morning, friends. This is Julie, and I sell vintage postcards and ephemera online and in person, among other things. And today we are going to do our second What Sold for May, and this will be from the 11th through the 20th. Oh, I just realized I only went through the 19th. Oh well. So next time I'll do from the 20th to the end of the month. So this is just a sampling of what sold. It's not everyone, otherwise we'd be here forever. And I think those can get just repetitive after a while. But I'll just highlight a few. And this first one is a real photo postcard of a man sitting by a fire. It's a red filter. And when I was listening to this, I'm like, I remember hearing something about these different color filters that people like to collect them, but I couldn't remember what they were called. So I did some searching on comparable solds, and it seemed this is about the going rate. Plus, it's missing this corner here. So and it has scratch on the front, so it went down in price, but it still sold fairly quickly for $9.98. Then we have Courthouse and North Platte, Nebraska, and I did add the word gazebo because it's, there's so many more words in the listing. I like to add whatever else I can. And it's an undivided back, so it's an old one. My mouse is doing this weird thing again. Oh, come on. I don't know if my mouse likes OBS. I might have to not use that. Okay, $7.97. Let me just use keyboard. Okay, east of Gary, Indiana, a Marquette Bank postcard, camera study. What was that about? Yeah, I don't remember. But a bridge and these old white, postcards divided back. Oh, here it is. Original camera study, reproduction, photo reserve. Oh, interesting. It was a old reproduction. Well, that went for $14.97, which is kind of interesting. Gary, Indiana apparently has collectors. Congressional Library, Washington, D.C. Now, a lot of the Washington, D.C. postcards I just put in my antique booth because they're so common. There's so many online, but this is an old one. So I think it's a postal private mailing card. So this is a much older, more collectible, I think, than the modern ones. Anytime you see private mailing card, it's pre-postcard. So that one actually sold kind of quickly for $8.97. We have a photo. So this is an old train engine. Here's my close-up. And I did take my loop out to look at if I could see anything in there. You can see this guy in there and some other people to see if there's anything else. This is a whole photo. And it's just like a small photo. And somebody from Germany bought it. So it went for $14.47. Then here's the Art Institute of Chicago, Illinois. And I did mention that there is a car, antique car, and then there's a horse and buggy because some people like to know. It kind of gives it the era of when it was taken, and that was posted in 1912, and I sold it for $3.97. The reason why I'm showing you that is there's a few multiple purchases here, and this is one of them. So they purchased this one and this one. So they're about the same price because this one was one of my older ones was free shipping, but there's the same thing that is at the Art Institute. So once you get enough postcards to have multiples of a subject, people seem to like to buy them from you. And I do have a deal where you can get 20% off when you buy 3 or more. So that helps. Okay, I'm showing this happy birthday one because some people think that these are not really worth much, but eventually, like any postcard, they will sell. And this is a nice embossed one. It is a pretty postcard. Oh, here, I didn't show you the full image. And it's like the envelope, and you got the flowers and the wax seal. And my computer is sticking. All right, so my video glitched, and so I'm re-recording this next section. So yeah, it looks a little different because I was in the middle of editing when I realized that the video didn't work. Anyways, here's a real photo postcard of Lloyd Coleman on Whisper, and I think I remember unboxing this one or enveloping them with you quite a while ago, and finally sold for $16.47. And here is isn't just a nice action shot, and it was, I don't know when it was postmarked, but it was sent, and it went for $16.47. The next is, and this was another multiple purchase one, and Chassis Morris postcards, so they purchased this one, branding an outlaw steer. This one, cutting out a steer. This one, Roundup Horses Rope Corral. You can see the rope corral. It's amazing that worked for the horses, but it did. And then finally, Watching the Herd Grazing. And there's that one. And they also bought another one of Butte, the big stack, and I don't have that picture here. So this is another multiple card purchase, and they can see the theme as we go. This was a really beautiful postcard, the Merry Christmas one, and you know, the scans don't do them justice, but it had like that gel covering on it. So this one was in German, and this one a Tuck. But here you go, you have Raphael Tuck and Sons right there. So I like Tucks. $6.47 for that one. And then a fish. I do sell fish. So there are collectors out there, whether I remember I sold a dead fish like a month or two back, and here's a live one in an aquarium. So not big money, but there's collectors. Right, Texas State Bird, Mockingbird, Ken Haig, Capital Engravings postcard. And this is another one of those ones I thought I overpriced them because a lot of people are selling for $3 or $4. I put them at $7.97 each, and they are selling. So I know that sometimes there's a race to the bottom of postcard pricing, whereas you see everybody else has them for $10. And then you say, well, if I sell mine at $8, mine will sell before them. And somebody else will come along if I sell mine at $7, and so on until you have downgraded the price of the postcard. But sometimes you can raise the bar and people will still buy them. So that's $7.97. It just glitched again. So hopefully it'll work to the end of this video. All right, so this is another multi-card postcard sale. This was just 2 of them, and you'll see the theme. So they had this is north in Omaha, Nebraska, and that went for $4.50. And then they purchased this one, 6th Avenue in Helena. So street views are what they were looking for, and not the same place either. So it's kind of interesting. $4.50 for that one. Then this Florida Panther is a Continental Chrome. It's pretty new. It was postmarked in the 90s, if my computer will go. So pretty new. The stamps aren't anything interesting. But this code here, FC, right here, is a part of the control group for the Florida postcard series that I did. So I will have pretty soon, the next couple weeks, I will have that update on that one. Then we have a Maximum postcard, also sometimes referred to as Maxi, M-A-X-I. And somebody in my last video, What Sold video, said, what is a Maximum postcard? I thought I had explained it in the video, but here we go again. So you have to have a postcard with with a stamp on the front and the cancellation on the front, and they all have to be related. A lot of people will collect these for the first day of issue because the post office will issue a postcard that relates to the stamp for those collectors. So Mark from SM Postcards has a really good video on this, so go over there and find his, I think I'll leave a link below to his channel. So then last one is one of my favorite places. It's Going to the Sun Road and in Glacier National Park. So the thing about this one is you have onlookers, and this person actually purchased 3 postcards that I had in my description said onlookers. And I started doing that because I watched this video called The Same Sky Postcard. It's about a publisher, I think it's Dexter Press, who would put similar, they had like stock photos of clouds and to add in the background. And this guy collected, though, he noticed that. And anyways, one of his categories of collecting was onlookers. And what is an onlooker? It's usually just a person looking into the view of the postcard. So this person is looking in here. Sometimes you'll have somebody looking at a lake. You usually see their back. Sometimes they'll sit on a rock or a cliff or something. And they're often going to be wearing red. So I usually put like a red onlooker if I have room. And this person, I was like, what is the theme with this multi-purchase postcard purchase, you know, and it was, and I looked at it and thought, oh, they collected the onlookers. So interesting. So just a little note on that. And it's an unposted postcard. I love Going to the Sun Highway. This went for $4.97. But this coming weekend, Memorial Weekend, we are going to go to St. Regis Flea Market. It is supposed to be the largest one in Montana, which, okay, it's not saying much. Montana doesn't really do flea markets very well, but it looks like it'll be good, and it has a lot of places. I will be looking for postcards, and I will be trying to video it, so we'll have that in the next couple weeks footage if it works, if I don't take pictures instead of videos, which I have done before. I'll also put a post out tomorrow about my upcoming live Q&A, when I'm going to schedule it, and for you to post your questions there, and I will have some to answer before I start in case nobody comes and then I have to do a live by myself and come up with my own questions. So anyways, I will have that information coming up this week. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a joyful day. Goodbye.